Alright guys, so how's it going today? I got some deer that want to come over, but they come over a damn enough. They can go a little while without coming over here, so it was a little windier today than it was yesterday. So yesterday was a good day to make a video, but yeah, so but door. They can come back some other time, I guess. So yeah, just getting some things done, I guess, and yeah, the young guy finally came and got the bull, and I fucked up too, and I accidentally turned that off when I left last night. Whoops. So yeah. So anyways, the young guy's been saying that he was gonna come and get the bull. He's been saying that for the last couple of days, but he's been pretty busy, I guess, and whatever else. So he finally came today and got him. So the bull is officially gone. The bull stayed here a little longer than it really needed to. I think it's just probably because the young guy was just apparently so busy and backlogged on stuff that just never has time to come and get it. And then where he wanted to keep the bull was all blown in with snow, and he had to blow it out. But of course, it was hard as a rock because that snow's old because it's been there all winter. So, but the snow here is getting pretty hard too underneath. I got a pretty tall snowbank right there. I don't know how good it shows up on the camera, but everything's white. But right there, that's the tallest part of it. And there we go. Well, it's kind of hard to get the camera lighting right, but it it's up to my eyes. So, and I'm 5'9", so you know, about 5 feet. Whatever, so she's pretty damn tall, so that's gonna take a long time to melt. That there, so but it is what it is. So, but yeah, so at least we got that done and over with now. So I don't have to worry about that damn bull being here anymore, because he's been here all winter, and usually he's only supposed to be here for a couple of months. Or even just a month, but supposedly the young guy's been so busy, like I said, so he hasn't had time to come and get it. So, but finally did now. So at least that's done and over with. So hopefully, since the bull has been here longer than he normally needs to be, hopefully all the cows are bred this time, and I mean all of them. Because if not, well, it's still going to be an issue. So, but, well, there's not much we can do. So, yeah, hopefully they're all bred this time. The young guy said if they're not all bred, well then there's something seriously wrong. But it's most likely just our bad luck. So. But it's going to be a long time yet before we see any calves on the ground. So I wouldn't get too excited about it because we don't calf, going in the spring. We don't do that anymore just because it's costed us too many calves, and it's just, it's not worth it. So if I can get away, we've been getting away with it for a couple of years, but seems kind of like, too, since we switched over to calving in the summertime, we've had less calves. But I figured the first year it would be a little hard on them because they're going through a different cycle now where they're getting bred at a different time of the year. Whereas they're probably used to getting bred in the summertime and calving in late winter, or early spring. So they're Yeah. So obviously their calving date is now shifted. So, but we like it better in June and July and whatever because it's hot out. You know, there's nothing to really worry about. Even if they got rained on, it wouldn't hurt them as much as this freaking cold would. So, you know, but come to find out, we still have to lock them up anyway. At least in the barn or in the barnyard, because the calves, they'll dip underneath the wire, the electric fence, and we only have one strand of wire out, so they can dip under that if they really wanted to get out. So, because we went through that last year, or last summer, my uncle had those two bulls, and I think they both got out different times, but one got out and then we locked it up, and then the other cow calved, and then I think her calf was bobbing all over the place too. So, but whatever. But I hope that we actually get some, like, everybody calves. I don't want everybody to calve at the same time, even though they might, because they're all, well, we don't know. You don't really know who's all been bred and, you know, at what times they got bred unless you're literally right there on top of them. But even if they do mate once, it doesn't mean that they're going to take it, you know. So it might take a couple more rounds before they'll actually get bred. But but it is what it is. So, but hopefully they'll all calf. I mean, I guess again, to me, it doesn't really matter what I have, but I kind of would like to have a heifer, because then I'm growing my herd back up again, because I had to sell my second cow because obviously she was no good, so I had to sell her. Of course, then I took that money and invested it back into the farm, you know, with that big sprayer, so, but whatever. So, it is what it is. I mean, it is what it is. It just is what it is. So, but I hope that we have a very active calving season. I know the last couple of years it's been kind of, well, it's been shit. I mean, my cow didn't calf. For some reason, my first cow, she never calved. I don't know why, which was bullshit. And if she doesn't calf this year, then I got to get rid of her too. I can't keep cows that are not going to produce a calf every year. So for me to have to calf, you know, 99% of the time, I mean, there is going to be that odd chance that they are going to skip a year. But see, here's the thing. You know, she's already skipped 1 year, and then, which I think was this year, you know, or 2021 that she skipped. So I can't keep cows that are not going to produce for me. So everybody thinks that, oh, you're going to get that, you know, you're going to get a cow that skips a year. Yeah, but you don't really notice it, one, if you have a large herd, you know, you're just not going to notice it. So for me, I only have one. I had two, but I had to sell her, so it's no good. So to have one cow to skip 2 years in a row, if she decides to skip this year or two, I'm not banking any bucks here, and my herd's not growing any, so it's pissing me off. I'd be right back down to square one again, starting all over again. At that point, I might as well just give up. So it's more frustrating to me because I'm so small, you know. I only have one freaking cow when I had two, but so, but I can't afford to keep. I can't even afford to have, you know, really 1 year skipped. I mean, it just makes no sense because, my first cow, which is R1, she was my uncle's cow. When one of his cows calved, I bought that calf off of him so I could start my own herd and whatever else. So, I mean, and now it's not producing worth a shit. I mean, it calved 2-3 years in a row pretty damn good there. The first year it was kind of more or less our fault that the calf got out, but I lost out on $600-700 there because that was a bull that was worth a lot of money. But we didn't account for the fact that if she laid on the gate, she'd push the gate right open, and the calf, I guess, wandered out. And then froze down. So that was our fault. We should have been more prepared for that. But again, that was on us. So then we changed things to how that would go. And then I had that bull. And I sold the bull, obviously. And then I've been having trouble ever since. I just can't get her to pop out a freaking cow. And then what's so stupid too is that the cow that was damaged, the second cow, which would have been R2, she had no problem getting bred. She calved every year, but the problem is that the calves always came out of her dead because they were twisted in her. And it was, I guess, backwards too. So something internally was wrong with her. Even though she got bred, she would have been a good breeder. She would have had calves every year, no problem. But the problem is that she had them backwards and they were twisted, so they didn't survive. So she's gone. Whatever. Now I have to rely on R1 to give me a second cow again, so I can, try to grow back to where I'm at again. So that's going to be a long freaking time. It'll be about probably June or July before she'll calf. So, but what are you going to do? So, there's not really much you can do about it, but it's frustrating for me. Now, if I had like 10 head of cattle, then I wouldn't really care too much about one cow, skipping a year. But when I only have one cow to literally produce a calf, it's frustrating. So, but I don't know. It is what it is. So if she don't calf this year, well, then she'll have to go then too. I'll have to turn around and either buy another cow from the young guy or buy one of my uncle's heifers if he has a heifer and then try it again. That's all I can do. But, it's getting kind of frustrating. So I don't really know what else I can do. And I need to start working on the two-way radios for the equipment. I got to get that going this summer too because I'm behind on that. Yes, I still have to put all the GMRS radios in everything. Midland did release their brand new radios. They're the 50 watts. I think they were like 350. So, obviously a bigger radio, but I want to get a couple of those. Not for Big Red. Big Red's going to get a smaller radio. He doesn't need a bigger radio. The only thing that would need the 50 watt radios is the house, the Blazer, and then maybe the 1586. I might just put a 40 watt in that. The problem with the 40 watts is they don't have weather band, whereas the 50 watts, the newer ones, they have weather band. So, yeah. And plus I have all the antennas. I got to order some antennas for the Blazer yet too. But I have to redo Big Red's setup. Because this is the antenna for it. But the coax cable that runs underneath, I got that all snaked. I busted it off underneath because it's not really hidden, it's just like a straight 90, obviously, to do the best you can to hide that wire. It looks, from this angle, it looks like you don't even see a wire, but there is a wire there because it's right under, it'd be underneath there. But I broke it off a few months ago, the cable, and the cable's still on here somewhere. I think I wrapped it around Big Red's shock there. I just kind of said to fuck with it and left it. So the cable's destroyed, but the antenna's still good. So I got to redo all that. But I think for Big Red, he's probably just going to get probably the 15 watt or the 5 watt. I don't really need anything big on him because he's not going to really be going that far from home. So, and then Don't know if I'll put anything in the pickup or not, but if I put anything in the pickup, that's probably going to get a 40 watt because we don't need weather band on that. So, and then, well, we probably won't put anything in the Pontiac because you probably don't need anything in that, but, you know, it wouldn't hurt to have one, but we don't really need it. So, but, yeah. So I got to talk to Midland again, too. Since they came out with their new 50 watt radio, I got to figure out what's going to work with that radio for my house. Because I got to order a different antenna, different coax, and then I'm going to need a different power supply because the one I have isn't going to be big enough for that. So, get the house done. I'm going to have to put my tripod back on top of the roof because I never got the roof replaced. So, I got to put it back up this summer, and it can't be on the ground all summer because it's going to be in the way for mowing. So, just have to put it back on top of the roof. But I got to get that antenna, so I got to talk to Midland about that. They'll point me in the right direction, I guess. So it's probably going to be at least $600-700, maybe even close to $1,000 in just radios. I was thinking about maybe going back to CBs again, but I don't know. I need a little bit more range, so, but whatever. So I don't know. I got to do all that too. That's going to be done over the summer months, I guess, and then I need to still try to save up for the cab for the tractor, and then I found a thing for the Blazer that I want to get. I ordered one thing for the Blazer right now, but that's going to be coming from China because nobody here in the U.S. sells it. So, and that's what I ordered for the Blazer now was just the little badges. That's like, that say Tahoe and LT. That's just all the badging for it. Well, that was all removed from the factory because it was a cop vehicle at one time. So they wanted it, I guess, blacked out like that. So, but I want to put all that back on. But everyone in America just sells the blacked out version of that. I want the chrome ones. And the only guy that was selling them was in fucking China. So I had to go all the way to freaking China for that, which pisses me off. But it's not a huge deal because it says it could take up to a month to get here, but it may come a little bit quicker than that. But I'm not in a hurry for it anyway because it's too cold to put them on. They wouldn't stick. So I'm not in a hurry for them, but I just wanted to get my order in so in case he sold out, well then I would, you know, at least I would have them. So and then I found another thing I want to get for the Blazer, which is going to be another big investment for that. It's going to be about a $900 investment for the Tahoe. That's going to be the second thing for it. And that's just going to be a front brush guard for the Tahoe. Because I found one for it. There's quite a few different ones, but all the other ones I don't like. This one I like, so, but I'm not going to get it now, obviously, but that's something else I would like to invest in later on. There's a brush guard for it. In case I hit, you know, because hitting a deer is going to be pretty much a guaranteed thing over here. So if I can somewhat protect my investment, I'm going to do it. And they actually said too that those brush guards are actually really durable. They're made by, I think it was Ranch Hand. They're based out of Texas, where everything in Texas is overbuilt. So send one up my way. So supposedly it fits the Tahoes like what I have, and then you have to crawl underneath. It mounts to the outside of the tow hooks, where the tow hooks mount into the frame. It mounts there. You just gotta take the bolts out and you put the brackets in between the frame and then I think the tow hooks, and then you just clamp it all down, make it nice and tight, and then you mount your bumper, your brush guard to that. So it's basically, it should be a pretty simple job, hopefully, but it's going to be an expensive job too. So, but that's going to be later on. I don't need it right now. So, but you know, just one thing at a time, I guess. So, but I finally got the Tahoe badging coming for it. I don't know when that'll get here, but it'll at some point it'll get here. I'm not in a hurry for it anyway, but I would like them to get here and not get lost in the freaking mail. Because imagine, since it's going to be small packaging, it'll probably get lost at some point. So, but what are you going to do? And so I talked to the young guy about Big Red here. I talked about the battery, and he thinks that it's definitely the battery. Like the other guy on YouTube was saying too, that it's your battery. He says your voltage is probably fine. You know, you get to 12 volts. I get 14 when it's running actually, but that's normal to get 14 volts. But he says that your amps could be down. I guess how that can be affected, I don't know, but I guess I have less amps than I need, or than what I need to start it. So, and that's what the guy said on YouTube too. That's most likely your battery. It's probably fucked in a way. Well, if he's saying that and the young guy's saying that, and they're both saying the same thing, it's probably pretty obvious. And that maybe it's just the battery. But it's kind of garbage because this battery is only 4 years old, maybe 5. So it kind of sucks that I have to replace them every like 5-6 years probably. That's kind of stupid to do. But they're not built that well anymore, So, but I'm not going to buy a battery for Big Red right now, just because I'm not driving him. I mean, I am, but I'm not driving him every day. But come the summertime, then yeah, I'm going to be driving this thing all the time. So probably next month I'll probably order a battery, go talk to that call that repair shop and see if they can order me a battery, and then they can, they can just order me a battery. I'll probably get the slightly bigger one because there's 2 sizes of batteries that'll fit in these 4-wheelers. One just has a little bit more cranking amps than this one. This one that's in here now is the same as the old one that's on the floor, and they're both the smaller ones. You can get a slightly bigger one, which would be, obviously, if you're going to run lighting and a winch, which I have a winch, but I haven't used it, obviously, this year. So, that could be another thing, too, is maybe the winch is killing the battery. So I don't know, because, I mean, that's a smaller battery, mind you. But you think it would still be able to handle it because it's the alternator or whatever, does the charging is obviously putting out, keeping it charged, because if it didn't, do you think the battery light would come on then, saying that it's not charging? So, and it never comes on. So I don't really know what the problem is, but so I think I'm going to go with the bigger battery, but I think that was like $189, something like that. So, whereas the smaller one, I think it was like $130 or something, but it's a little bit, like I said, it's a smaller battery. The one I want to get is slightly bigger than this. So maybe I'll get that and see if that, takes care of some of the problems. See if that takes care of my starting issue. But fixing the valve cover gasket, well, that's going to probably be a fall-time thing, if I even bother. Like I said, it doesn't leak in the summertime. It's only in the wintertime. And probably won't be driving it much in the wintertime. So, but I need him to be able to start reliably and not worry about it, because I'm always going to bring my charger doohickey thing anyway, but you know how it goes. So, I don't know. But I see there's another guy that's selling another 550 not too far away from here. It's got the camo color on it, and it's got way less fucking mileage than this thing. So I think he wants $4,900 for it, and I think it's only got like 3,900 miles. And Big Red's about to hit 8,000. So I guess I do have to keep it here, I guess, but what I did with it, I don't know. So, but he was getting up there. He's getting up to about 8,000 miles, and for a machine that's getting old, So, but it would be nice to keep him at least, to 10,000 and see what the fuck happens after that. But I mean, we're getting up on that now. So let's see here. It's got 1,600 hours. Yeah, we're at 7,714 miles. So we're not quite there yet, but we're getting there. And that's the problem. It's, it's obviously, it's going to get wore down and wore out before you know it. So, but wouldn't hurt to have another one. I wouldn't mind a 550 this time, because the 550 would be for joyriding, and this whole thing would just be for running that sprayer and doing all the heavy work. This is already beat up anyway, so why even try to take care of it anymore? So I did drive Big Red a couple of weeks ago when it was really nice out, and he never leaked any oil. But I think the second time I put this little electric heater on him, and that has to be right up against the block because the air movement's not the greatest. The air is hot, but it doesn't go half a mile. It goes about 6 inches, and then it just drops off. So it's got to be right up on the engine block in order to even do anything. And I put him on there for about an hour because it was a little bit cooler that day when I did it. I don't know if it helped any or not, because I think it was still too warm for it to leak. I think once you get above 20 degrees, it doesn't want to leak then. It's when you get below that, it'll start leaking. So, but, oh well, whatever. So, if I feel like sending it in this fall, I'll have them fix that then, because I'm not doing it. So, because if you got a valve cover on this side, imagine you got one on the other side too, and you've got to replace them both. So, might as well do both. But I don't know. I'm not gonna worry about it. I haven't driven Big Red in quite a while because it's just, well, it's been cold out, and just haven't really had a need for them. So, but whatever, it is what it is. So, but I don't know. I'll order a battery from later on. I gotta order a new steer tire for the John Deere. It's not bald. It's just it's leaking, but it's always leaked. But the thing is that since I got the blower on the front, the tire goes flatter quicker compared to in the summertime when there's basically no load on it, and it can last quite a few months before going flat. So I got to change that one steer tire out. I thought I should do them both because the other one's fucked too, but the other one's got slime in it, and they might charge me something for that. So I have to talk to them about it. But if they don't want to mess with it, well, then I'll have to mess with it and to try to get the old tire off, clean the rim up, so then they can put a new tire on. But I'm just going to do that one for now. Hopefully I don't stab it on something. So, but I don't know. See what the hell happens, I guess. But still got to fix Big Red's headlights. I haven't done that yet either. That's, like I said, that's not going to get done until spring, which will probably be at the end of the month, maybe next month. I don't really know. So, but too many things to do and not enough money to do it. So, but what are you gonna do? So that's kind of why I need to start having cows too. I need more cows because I need more income. You know, if I would have, so I mean, yeah, I mean, there's going to be some years where you're going to have a heifer, which is fine. But if I could get maybe 3 bulls in a row, not saying that I will, but I'm just saying it would be nice if I did, and I sold them things for $600-800 a piece, that's a lot of money to put in my bank account, you know, so then I can really save money and try to get bigger projects done. So I want to try to save money up again, because I need to try to see if I can. Well, that's going to be about $5 or $6 grand to get that roof done, but that fucking contractor never showed up, so I'm going to try. It'll probably be a couple of years, but I need to save up the money again for that too, and see if I can get a hold of them again. So But I do know that these people here in town that are part of that cult, you know, they own this. Well, they own all this too, but they own that house behind me now. Because the people that originally lived there, they moved for a different job, so they moved, and they've been gone for a number of years. But they bought it, and just before winter hit, they put a brand new roof on that house, and they did it themselves. Now, mind you, they're probably not licensed contractors to do it, but if you know what the fuck you're doing, you can do it yourself. See, the thing is I don't know how to do a roof. So, I don't know, but I looked at their roof, you know, every time I drive past on the wheeler or whatever, and you know, you look at it from the road, and it looks professionally done. You know, it looks like they knew what the fuck they were doing. So, I don't know if I could ever maybe get a hold of them, see if they'd be willing to do it. Obviously, I'd have to pay them, which wouldn't be a problem. You're not going to do work for free, so. Not that I really want to do business, I guess, around here, but, you know, what are you going to do? So, but, I don't know, because contractors are a pain in the ass to find, and there's none around here. So, and if I don't put a new roof on that house sooner or later, it's going to cause me some major damage to that house. And I think it's already pretty much started, so, but, I don't know, there's not much more I can do. So, maybe try to save up some money and maybe, I don't know, I guess talk to some people around here, see what they think. Because, yeah. I don't know, because it didn't take them very long to do that house over here, because it's a much smaller house, mind you, too. But they got that whole thing done in like 2 days. And they had a lot of help, too. So, you know, you put that same amount of people on my house, they could get it done in probably 2 or 3 days, you know, depending on how fast they want to work. So, I don't know. Just have to, I guess, wait and see. I got to save up that kind of money again, which could probably take a couple of years. The way things are going. But if I had a bull, that would help out. I could put some money towards that, too. But so it's going to be a while, unfortunately. But I don't know. I can only do so much, and I got to get all the little things done before they become major freaking problems. Big Red needs to get sorted out, you know. The Blazer's not really priority because it's fine. Really, it's just, I mean, it's more or less the house, but I mean, the two-way radios are not really priority either, but I want to get them done and over with because I've been wanting to do it for the last 3 years and just never got it done, so. Because those Midland radios are expensive, so at least we could at least get the house done, and then Big Red, I'd be okay with that. But I would like to get the 1586 and the Blazer done too, so I could just be fucking done with it. House is going to probably be more expensive because I got to go with other types of antennas, because this antenna that's here, you know. This antenna, and then the one that's on the 1586, which is the same thing as this, just got a magnet mount on the bottom. And then this mount here, this is all Midland stuff. Now, Midland doesn't make a base radio antenna, or a base station antenna, so I have to go with a different company's antenna. Well, I gotta know which one will work without me really having to fuck with it all that much. Get the correct, you know, coax cable and correct power supply, and we'd be good again. So, but I'm gonna, the antenna on the 1586 unfortunately took some damage. A tree branch caught a hold of it and then it pulled it off on the 1586, because now mind you, that's only on there with a magnet mount, but that's supposed to be a pretty strong magnet. It grabbed it, pulled it off the tractor, and it fell. And then I think I tried to stop, and then I think the tractor rolled back, and then I rolled the tip over, so I bent the tip. It's not destroyed, but the tip is bent, crooked. I don't know if that will affect the range or not. But then on the magnet mount, there's a rubber thing around that, obviously to protect your paint. That's gone. So that didn't last very long either. But whatever, I don't plan on moving that antenna anyway. If you put them on there, it's staying. So I don't know. So Got a deer. Oh, look at all the deer here. At least 4 deer here. So, but yeah, I don't know. Just have to take it one day at a time. My electricity bill needs to start going down. That's what needs to happen, because that's taking all my money, because it cost me a fortune to heat this freaking house. So, and then of course the bills fall a month behind. That's just how that works. So it's going to be a little while before I start getting some real money. So, what are you going to do though? Whatever. It's bullshit either way, but it is what it is. So, but anyways, guys, I guess I'll take off. I just want to give you guys a little update to what's going on. So yeah, the bull's gone, and thank God for that, because he was eating a lot of our hay. But we had to go get a couple of round bales a couple of days ago because we're out. And then I think the young guy said that he was going to give us some hay for free because the bull was there longer than it really should have. So how many bales we're going to get for free, I don't know. He didn't say it, but he just said that he was going to give us some hay for free because the bull was here longer than it should have been. So that's nice. It'll help my grandma out because she bitches about having to buy hay. But we didn't have to buy any hay last year because we had plenty of hay, but not going to get that every year, I guess. So, whatever. So, but I just hope the bull did his job and got everybody knocked up. And I mean everybody. It needs to happen. Everybody needs to calf. I mean, if they calved, I guess a week or two separately, then it would be all right, because we only have so much space. And my uncle put one of his cows in my stall in the barn there a couple of years ago, and she was not happy about that, and she went into psychopath mode and rammed through the big heavy wooden gate that was there. I liked the gate because it was heavy, but then I also disliked it because it more or less just sat on the ground and it was just hung up with chains. So then if you wanted to open it, you had to kind of lift it up. Whereas all the new steel gates, you can actually just hang them right on a post. They hang there. So it was kind of a pain in the ass, but it was a good heavy gate, and she wrecked that. She went into psychopath mode, like I said, and rammed right through it because she didn't want to be in there. So, what are you going to do, though, right? Cows like her need to leave, but whatever. So, but yeah, it is what it is. So, and all we would have to do really is just put a steel gate in there and actually hang it this time, and it probably would be just fine again. So, but whatever. So, that's another thing I should work on. Even though that barn's old and shot, but we still need it somewhat. So, I got to put a little bit of money back into it, even though it's not worth it. But we do need to put a gate back in there, so we can kind of have. Because right now that whole barn section is open. It's not gated off in any way. So we actually need to put 2 gates in there and we'll be fine. One for my side and one for the other side. Then you'd be able to have 3 cows in there and then they'd be separate. So, but, whatever. Alright guys, I'm going to take off. I don't want to bore you any more than I already have. I'm going to head in and I guess make something to eat because it's about that time, and whatever else. So, yeah, anyways guys, I guess I'm going to take off. So I guess have a good day and stuff. So yeah, thanks for watching guys. Take her easy.